Let's see if there's anything. I'd be curious. So there's a lot of shit that's been happening, right? Number one, apparently Hassan showed up to the downtown LA riot thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't condone this shit. Number one, right? I've said this before. It's gonna start. A lot of Americans are gonna start hating Hispanic people. It's gonna cause more racism. It's gonna cause more dividedness because these people are thinking that what they're doing in LA, thinking it's justified, which is not. It's not a peaceful protest, all right? I swear to God, anytime you guys use the word xenophobia, I feel like you guys are talking about the monster from, like, Xenomorphs. Anytime you guys use that word, I just feel like you guys are saying, like, you guys are, like, humans are hating Xenomorphs. I'm like, bruh. Honestly. Just say it's gonna cause hate, okay? Don't come up using the word xenophobia, okay? If you're gonna say xenophobia in my chat, every time you say that, I'm gonna think of you guys hating the xenomorphs from Aliens versus Predators, okay? All right? Just say the hate, okay? They're gonna hate against Hispanics, okay? Just say hate, okay? Don't come up to me and tell me, you know, xenophobia. I'm like, what? You're hating on aliens now? Xenomorphs. Yeah, no, for me specifically, I don't condone what they're doing, right? We just saw a video of Asmongold on his clip channel where literally, like, some Hispanic restaurant people are helping, you know, the police officers with the tear gas in their faces. We just saw that right now. So there's no such thing as this weird, you know, this weird propaganda shit that they're gonna start using for the, like, election or whatever, you know, right? I bet you $10 the Democrats are probably gonna use this in some sort of fashion or way or something, you know? But the problem is the mayor of LA is useless. I'll be honest with you. At least from what I've been hearing so far.
Mobs just took over Los Angeles, as it literally looks like it's been conquered, as the ICE protests were essentially
it became a PvP server. It literally became a Rust PvP server, straight up.
Urged by the mayor, more of these foreign forces started to show up in the streets, destroying.
You want to know something?
Encouraged by the mayor, more of these.
That's a Mexican flag. That's a Salvadorian flag. And I think that's a Cuban flag, I think. Let me see. That's a Cuban flag, right? Yeah, it's a Cuban flag. Cuban flag, Salvadorian flag, Mexican flag. I think that's also a Mexican flag. I'm not too sure what this one is here, though.
These foreign forces started to show up in the streets.
Red, black, and green? Red, black, and green flag. What? Wait. Wait, there's an African flag in the middle of all this? But why? No, it's just it's just called the Pan-African flag. That's what it's called. Wait, what is what? Also known as the Afro-American flag, Black Liberation flag, UNIA, UNIA flag, and the various other names, is an ethnic flag representing Pan-Africanism, the African diaspora, and or black nationalism. A tricolor flag. It consists of 3 equal horizon bands from top down, red, black, and green. I've never heard of this in my entire life. I've never heard of this flag ever. Okay.
Destroying parts of their own city.
I can't believe they're literally destroying their own city, literally straight up. You know who has to fix that? The construction workers. And you know who pays the construction workers? The taxes from the American dollars over there in California.
Nothing stops federal law enforcement faster than lightly vandalizing your own streets. But finally, LAPD marched in to try to control things.
Took them long enough, to be honest. Didn't it took them long enough for the LAPD to actually do something? Jesus Christ. I'm surprised they haven't even arrested them.
When the protesters tried to breach the ICE facility,
They tried to break into it?
with people in black bloc attacking the building. Even getting inside, tagging profanity on the vehicles they believed to belong to the feds.
Oh man, dude. Assaulting ICE enforcement officer slashes tires, defacing buildings. 800 protesters have surrounded the breach of the first layer of the federal law enforcement building. Dude, just arrest all of them, dude. You know what they should? You know what they should bring? They should bring the fire trucks in there and start hosing them down. You know, because I heard that water hurts real badly, dude. I heard that water hurts real fucking badly.
As street
I saw that before a long time ago, dude. I saw that shit a long time ago where they brought in the fire trucks or so, start hosing down people. They should probably do the same thing for these people, in my personal opinion.
Journalist Anthony Cabasa shows us they're genuinely attacking them, crawling up and trying to sneak inside. But at least they finally made some heavy-handed arrests.
Serves him right. Serves him right.
Using a barrage of pepper balls to back off the mobs. But unfortunately, Cabasa also got hit in.
I just got a police tear gas pellet straight into my left eye. I'm also bleeding. Things got violent. Video to come. Hey man, it's your fault for being there, you know? Why are you even there? Why are you there in the first place?
The eye. So major props to Anthony Cabasa for going out there and documenting the riots.
He should have not been there though, in my personal opinion. He shouldn't. Why were you standing? Look, I get it. I understand you're doing it for journalism, but like, man, dude, you gotta understand, man. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. Cause like because number one, right? The only reason why, right? The guy, number one, these cops are on edge. They're literally on edge at the moment, you know? Someone threw something at them, they retaliated back. Unfortunately, he was standing in front of them between the guy who was throwing the shit at them. So, of course, he got caught in the crossfire. I don't understand why he was there. He should have just recorded at a distance, in my personal opinion.
Even after he got hit, he still went out there again, so make sure you follow him on X, as mainstream news outlets like Fox got chased off. Where the rioters even destroyed their news vehicle.
Right at the beginning, before we knew it was going to escalate to the situation that it got to. This is a brand new news truck.
What?
That we just got. Looks like the tires were slashed. They busted into the windows. We'll see. Our personal bags were in the car. They stole all the stuff that was inside.
Damn, what a peaceful protest. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness gracious me.
And even into the evening, journalist Aldo Buttazzoni also got chased off by the mob. It's unfortunate it happened in front of the police, but sadly, they also had their hands full.
Step away from the vehicle! Step away!
Each one of these people over here on the right side, these protesters are all retards. Can we just send them back? Can we just like grab them all and send them to what is it? Send them to El Salvador? I heard El Salvador has a very, very comfy place over there, you know, for them.
where the protesters were using a strobe light to blind the coppers to no arrests.
Yo, if this was happening to me, 1000% I would arrest them. Hey, Americano.
So obviously, they escalated to tagging their MRAPs.
This guy literally tried to... Oh, this guy should have been arrested.
Oh, okay.
Throwing rocks at their vehicles with zero worry about repercussions. And even a defenseless Waymo, those automated taxis, got destroyed.
Just like someone said, that's your guys' tax dollars being sent right there in that vehicle.
And again, nothing stops the feds from enforcing the law.
You know what? I'm not gonna be upset when the robots take over the world and they use this video for propaganda on the robots, and, you know, and human society becomes slaves to robots just because of this. I'm not gonna be sorry.
Than
Nope.
vandalizing a
Nope.
taxi that serves your community. But the local police seemed pretty defenseless, as the mayor had openly spoke out against law enforcement.
Go ahead, dude. Raise that gun to me again. Let's move. You better chill the out, Al. Chill the out. Chill the out. Chill the out.
And these guys...
I would have punched this. I would have actually literally straight up hit this guy with the butt of that fucking weapon if he started raising his voice on me like that. Nah. Plus, also, the government is against the actual LAPD. That's even more stupider. That means that person should be immediately impeached. Nope. I'm telling you, man. We had something similar like this in the Void. We fucking put a stop to this shit immediately, bro. This shit was stopped instantly.
Guys are crazy, out there doxing that police officer, as there's no other reason to post this information next to that video other than to
should
try
arrest
to
that person for
intimidate them
doxing.
away from actually enforcing the law. So no wonder well into the next day, the Los Angeles streets still weren't under control, filled with protesters flying flags from all the
It's because they're not arresting them. Bring out the firefighters with the hose, with that pressured water, and just fucking arrest them. Just arrest them all. Just do it, man. Just arrest them.
they demand they are not sent to, or even the Fed vehicles are under attack. Actually shattering the windshield and injuring the agent, as this guy in a yellow dirt bike helmet was throwing rocks at not only the marked patrol cars,
What an actual
but
idiot,
any
to be
random
honest.
car driving by. So now the FBI's deputy director is looking for that specific guy, as these so-called protesters are under the assumption that in LA,
There's so many cameras, you should know where he's at. You know? You should automatically know where he's at.
local DAs don't really follow through with prosecution, but federal agencies under the Trump administration are going to react very differently, as these idiots started trashing their own communities again,
What a bunch
making
of
these
idiots.
makeshift barricades out of shopping carts. And as Kabasa shows us, somebody mysteriously placed this fresh pallet of cinder blocks nearby. They were, of course, utilized in their garbage barricade made by fatherless behavior.
This ain't gonna do shit. This ain't doing shit. Not to a military vehicle, it's not gonna do anything.
Which was easily discarded by the local sheriffs. But in multiple parts of the city, the rioters started fires, even burning vehicles while flying flags for Mexico.
There it is. Mexican flag can,
As honestly, I see this as a foreign invasion at this point. Military age
Each one of them are fucking dumbasses. Son pendejos. Cada uno de ellos son pinche pendejos.
males flying another country's flag, fighting with our federal agents. So it's good to see the feds finally fight back.
About damn time to start fighting back.
And then some idiot goes crying online how her kid was affected in the riots. And
Why the fuck would you bring your own kid to a goddamn protest? What's wrong with you? Well, it's not even a protest, a rioting now at this point. Why would you bring... okay, whatever. Ugh, I'm dying. Oh my god, I'm fucking dying. Best mom of the year right there, chat. Best mom of the year right there. Wow. Look at that. What a great mom. So beautiful.
Of all the people I want arrested, I think the so-called mother deserves it the most, as you should know better than to bring your kid to this very
good to
volatile
start young.
situation,
Shut the fuck
unless,
up.
at best, you were using them as a prop for your protest, and at worst, you were using them as a shield from repercussions, or at the very worst, you knew this would happen and are just looking for a taxpayer-funded lawsuit. As this wasn't a protest, this was a riot,
Yeah, this
and
was a
Border
riot.
Patrol wasn't playing games. Or even in the morning they made it clear, anybody who impedes our efforts is going to be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
A damn fucking time.
And they were serious, arresting over a dozen agitators before the sun went down, with Viva Frey pointing out this is actually a rebellion or even insurrection. You would think the rioters would know the difference between yelling at local coppers that answer to your liberal mayor and the federal agents that got the green light from President Trump. But if these activists can't tell the difference between ICE and the DEA, I somehow doubt they know the justice system. So now California's Governor Newsom says this is the Fed's fault, sowing chaos and escalating, and that is not the way a civilized country behaves. And he's correct. California looks nothing like civilization right now. So good thing they're deploying the
Hey man, if they wanna be a third world country over there in LA, you know, in California, they should just be separate. We should stop funding California and then let them be a country of themselves and see how it runs on its own. But the moment they start doing shit against us, we'll invade them, you know?
National Guard.
So guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job.
With President Trump stating, if Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass can't do their job, and we know they can't, that he'll step in and solve the issue the way it should be solved. And then promptly went out to go watch the UFC fight.
He should definitely step in, because I don't think the governor and the mayor know what the fuck they're doing half the entire time. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. That's crazy.
With the governor crying about the 2,000 incoming soldiers, saying it will only escalate tensions. It's sad to see my taxes going to a guy that's essentially the mouthpiece for the rioters destroying the city that I escaped. Then again, my tax dollars will go to repairing, so let me know what state I should move to in the comments. As in California, they arrested the president of the largest labor union at the riots. And in case you missed yesterday's video, there's a disgusting connection between the Democrats and cheap labor.
Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here.
What immigrants do for this country, or the fact that we are a country of immigrants.
Right.
We done picking cotton.
If we don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work.
Just letting you know, right? The original quote unquote Americans were also illegal when they came to this country. I'm just saying, right? The only ones who are true actual Americans, right, are the Native Americans. The Native Americans own this land.
We're gonna build a home.
Everyone's illegal.
I'm gonna be really crude right now. We're not.
If you want to use that specific perspective, everybody's illegal.
Anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have.
Who's gonna mow my lawn now?
They're so used to being openly bigoted within the party, they
Stop being
forget
lazy.
how horrendous this sounds. So now that we understand why liberal leadership wants them around, why exactly do regular citizens support this so much?
So there's unrest. Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest.
Lawful protests, but some unrest, is kinda catchier than fiery but mostly peaceful, but they've had 4 years to protect the lie, using anything to get you to believe the police are randomly snatching up families at work and not who they're actually arresting, like guys wanted for grape, known gang members, guys that attack their wives, and traffickers. So these idiots in the street think they're being freedom fighters when they're actually just protecting the worst criminals in their community, all in the name of providing cheap labor and even cheaper votes for the Democrats, while literally bankrupting the social services they likely rely on. It doesn't make sense, but that's what happens when you have more emotions than information. Don't doom scroll on social media all day when you have my
Man, it's wild though. It is literally LA. Literally LA. LA is becoming a Rust PvP server, man. It's wild what's happening over there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah, I don't really condone this. It's not even a peaceful protest. It's not. If you think setting cars on fire and causing vandalism or so is supposed to be a peaceful protest, you're out of your mind if you think so, to be honest. Honestly. Yeah. This is crazy. I don't know. Honestly, plus also like, you know, throwing shit at like, you know, the police officers and everything like that, you know. I don't approve that as well, you know. It's about time. It's about damn time that, you know, they started targeting back, so. But hey, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, yeah. California became a PvP server. Well, it became more of a Rust PvP server, technically. I heard they broke into like some 7-Eleven or something like that. And everything like that. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. And yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. And peace.